That's how low the bar is, and he didn't even hit the bar. He almost did a good job of reading the words off a teleprompter.
And the most popular candidate in the United States. That's not true. Even in the elections he's won, he's
I
only
don't
won it because of the
care.
structural advantages that
Okay,
consumers
but he
enjoy.
was the-
And the
I don't care. That's not something it's again, as who said it, but this isn't the high school prom. I don't care.
Because we're a constitutional dude. Have you read the founding documents? We're a constitutional republic. We're not a direct democracy.
We're a shining democracy.
That's not how this country was founded. If you want that, move to a different country. That's not.
No,
the presidency was never supposed to be
part of what I just said. Was complaining about the structure of our democracy. I was just explaining. But this idea,
but it does though, because you're acting as if the fact that you haven't gotten the mob to agree upon this means that he's not loved. That doesn't mean that. You've just presented a point that doesn't have any bearing in reality. We're not all in the same community. We're an imagined community. I mean, I feel like we can fix that if people try, if people want to, but I don't know how many people do. Welcome to the party, Leslie. Zippy said the Uniparty needs chaos for profit for control. Indeed. Montefiore said, whoever controls Biden is the one who's succeeding. We all know Biden isn't in his right mind to make any choices. Facts.
This never supposed to be part of what I just said. Was complaining about the structure of our democracy. I was just explaining that
but this idea,
electoral system to point to the president isn't exactly accurate. Are you following the conversation?
The popular vote argument was never part of the founding of the nation. It was never designed to be the way that we elect our leaders. So I mean, I guess what I'm saying is your argument is specious. Your argument is totally irrelevant because you're saying Donald Trump never won the popular vote, but who the hell cares?
Nobody cares.
Yeah, look, I think the bottom line is...
Nobody cares!
Let me just jump in a minute. Let me jump in. I think the bottom line is, regardless, Donald Trump won the White House in 2016, and all the polls suggest he might well win it again, which for a guy who literally was never a politician, but was a real estate magnate and a TV star...
It's pretty damn impressive.
It's pretty sensational, and some might think pretty damning of the American political system. One of the reasons, Benny, I think that Trump is so popular with so many Americans is he does not behave like a regular politician. It's part of his charm to them. And one of the examples I would give was his reaction after the Biden State of the Union thing. He put out some Snapchat filters, morphing Biden's face into Pinocchio, a woman, and a dog. And we have some pictures here. And you can't look at that and not laugh. I mean, even if you hate Trump, it's fun.
Hashtag the left can't meme.
Funny, right?
Also capped until 2025. And by the way, that law was written and the benefit expires in 2025. New electric grids that are able to weather major storms.
Shout out to Morty! Shout out to Morty!
Not prevent those forest fires.
You got a treat for that.
You see, Benny, this is part of the magic of Trump as a politician. Putting aside whether you think it's good or bad magic, or nice fairy dust or evil fairy dust, he is very, very smart at making Americans laugh, right?
He's funny, dude.
You can't watch one of his rallies with his free-rolling addresses to the world without laughing quite regularly, even if you hate the guy. And that is part of the reason that people gravitate to him. He's not like a normal politician.
Right. So Trump is the most famous man who has probably ever lived, and most powerful, quite frankly, man who has ever been a celebrity, because Trump's been a celebrity for 50 years. He really knows that industry. And it was quite interesting. If we want to go back to last weekend, we were able to sit ringside with Trump at UFC.
You are UFC legend Chuck Liddell.
We didn't know Trump was going to be there, but this weekend in Miami, in walks Donald Trump. 70,000 people in Miami cheering for Donald Trump. This used to be a blue city, and the roars were like a 70,000 person army.
70,000 person army. And shout out to Jesse on Fire. As I said, I'm the editor for Play with Matches, the podcast that he does with his very pretty wife that is set to premiere next week. So I've been editing their episodes, making clips and stuff. And they were talking about how the notion that not only the people in the stadium, but they're talking about how much the UFC has affected the perception of Donald Trump. So before, when Donald Trump wasn't, being paraded around the UFC events, it was like, well, I don't know, am I allowed to like this guy? I think everybody hates him, so I'm going to stay quiet. The silent majority. Remember how much we were talking about that in 2022? And then you hear the whole stadium go crazy. And you're like, oh wait, we can like this guy. I've been hiding it. And so like, all right, fuck yeah, let's go. And then it's on TV. And then millions of people in their own home with no one around are like, this is different. 70,000 person army. Text said, please keep showing that dude's comments. He thinks people are laughing with him instead of the obvious. Will do.
For Donald Trump, this used to be a blue city, and the roars were like a 70,000 person army taking the field of battle.
Yeah,
it was really something to behold, but this is something I think you'll appreciate because you interview a lot of celebrities. At that event, there were NFL quarterbacks, billionaires, tech titans, media moguls, people that were leftists, people that were Democrats.
The cool kids.
Every single one of them coming up to Donald Trump to say hello, to clap him on the back, to get a photo. Now, normally it's the politicians running up to the celebrities to try and get a little brush.
That's a good point. It's usually, when it comes to athletes, musicians, other celebrities, it's usually politicians. What do they say? Washington, D.C. is Hollywood for ugly people. Not with Trump. I mean, I'm not saying Trump's not ugly, but he is the celebrity.
To get a photo. Now, normally it's the politicians running up to the celebrities to try and get a little brush the shoulders, right? They were running to Trump. What does that say? That says Trump is culture. That says Trump is the epoch of where they actually want to be. The masculine American celebrity that has truly conquered and that has power. And that's actually what a lot of these people want. And so it was really quite remarkable to see that happening in real time. And it really clicked for me that Donald Trump is the creation of culture, and this is why they hate him so much.
Well, on that point, I read a survey several years ago when he won the first time, and it said that Trump, it was a study, a proper data analysis of celebrity power based on media coverage of celebrities around the world.
I want to back up a little bit because Benny was saying
that point for me of where that says Trump is culture. That says
Trump is culture. This is what I want to
Trump is the epoch of where they actually want to be. The masculine American celebrity.
So the masculine American celebrity, and then of course we get the smug laugh from Destiny. But again, what's funny, dude?
I don't get it.
You don't have to like Trump, but to say he's not masculine, to say that he is not presenting masculinity, to say that he's not representing a lacking of just being a fucking man in politics specifically is ridiculous. Like, you either think that that's not true, in which case you're out of touch, or you think because you're cooked from the Red Pill podcast that you went on. Come on. And you think that anybody saying masculine is talking about being entertained alpha. That's just saying what it is.
American celebrity that has truly conquered and that has power. And that's actually what a lot of these people want. And so it was really quite remarkable to see that happening in real time. And it really clicked for me that Donald Trump is the creation of culture, and this is why they hate him so much.
Well,
why they need to cancel him.
On that point, I read a survey several years ago when he won the first time, and it said that Trump, it was a study, a proper data analysis of celebrity power based on media coverage of celebrities around the world. And Trump had more media coverage than the next 1,000 most famous people combined, right? I don't think there's any doubt that Trump is the most famous person in the world. I would have put him up there with the late, great Queen of England, but now that she sadly died, I think Trump is the biggest star on the planet, for better or worse. And that, Dave Smith, is actually a problem for the Democrats. It's been a problem for the other Republican candidates to be nominee. They got completely blown away. And it's going to be a big problem for the Democrats if Joe Biden, who looks increasingly senile, can barely string a sentence together. He did okay, actually, for the State of the Union, but the perception of American voters right now, particularly Democrat voters, 2/3 of whom don't want him to run again, is that he's just too old.
Fusion, dementia, delusions.
And Trump is, all right, he's not far off him in age, but in terms of vitality, he's
Right. There's no question. If anybody is trying to make the argument that age itself is the problem, then that's how you know that somebody's full of shit. Because it's not about the age. In general, it is. But when we're specifically talking about these two men, it's about the fact that Biden can't finish a fucking sentence unless he's jacked up with God knows what, adrenochrome plus.
And Trump is, all right, he's not far off him in age, but in terms of vitality, it's like chalk and cheese.
What did he just say?
Chalk and
That
cheese.
with Trump's star power and a general sense of Biden's lost it. And if Biden's a candidate, I think Trump wins.
Again, what other argument could you make?
Yeah, I mean, look, again, like I said before,
Forgot he was there.
if Trump is not removed somehow, I think right now that's overwhelmingly what it looks like is going to happen. You know, as far as, yes, Donald Trump is old too. I think most people in general would agree that, generally speaking, people this age shouldn't be president. The obvious difference is that if you go look at a tape from Donald Trump 10 years ago giving a speech, or you listen to him today giving a speech, he sounds exactly the same. That is not true for Joe Biden. He has very clearly lost a step. And even in this State of the Union, which, as you said, and I'll agree, he did better than, if the standard is he was able to walk and get up there and read words off a teleprompter. He did pull that off.
The bar is very...
For the most part. For the most part. That's how low the bar is, and he didn't even hit the fucking bar. He almost did a good job of reading the words off a teleprompter.
low.
But literally, we're all sitting here going, he pulled it off. He actually spoke words out of a teleprompter. This is just not the case for Donald Trump. And as far as the point of Donald Trump being so famous for so long, look, I'll tell you, like, I'm a stand-up comedian, so I've performed a lot in my career in front of an audience. And there is something about, you know, like when you first start stand-up, it's a very nerve-wracking experience to go up in front of an audience. After you've been doing it for a long time, you're kind of used to it. Donald Trump, from the minute he started running, when he would go into the debates, if you can just imagine, put yourself in Jeb Bush's position. You've been the brother of the president, the son of the president,
very successful
governor down in a successful governor, but have you ever been on that stage before? On that big of a stage,
and called low energy Jeb. The moment he said low energy Jeb, he either looked like he had low energy, or he overcompensated and looked like a Duracell bunny. Either way, he was toast.
That moment just nuked that man's career, and I think the way of the way of politics. That was the moment. That was the moment. There was pre-Trump and there was post-Trump. But if we have to nail it down to one moment, I would have to say it's low energy Jeb. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed that clip, check out the full live stream link in the bio and catch me live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. See you there.